वबरकात। मेरा नाम नवेद खान है। मैं आपके साथ पिछले हफ्ते भी आपके साथ क्लास हुई थी और इंशाल्लाह इस सेमेस्टर में हम आप साथ काम करेंगे। जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था कि the course that we are doing this semester is called Principles of Management। यानी जो मैनेजमेंट के उसूल हैं वो हम इस कोर्स में सीखेंगे। अगर आप किसी चीज के सही उसूल सीख जाएं तो फिर आपको काम करने में मुश्किल तो नहीं होती। तो इस वजह से इस कोर्स की बारहा मैं बता चुका हूं कि अहमियत बहुत ज्यादा है। This lays the foundation for all business education that you're going to be getting in the next 3 years or 5 years or whatever. Whatever you learn over here will be something that you'll be using from time to time. During this thing, we will briefly study things like marketing, when HR and other things and so on and all that. We will learn things like decision making. But whatever we learn, later on you'd be doing those separately in separate courses. The particular chapter that we start with in this book called Management by Daft is called the Innovative Management. The question comes is, what is innovation? Innovation is continuous process of bringing in product development, service development, the process development with the idea of improving the organization's performance and eventually the profitability. So this is what it is all about. Now, why is innovation important? Innovation is important. I'll give you a very simple thing. If you have the old Nokia phone, which came in, which did not have CLI, which did not have a camera, which did not have a large memory, would you be at par with the other people in the city? Or if I had the Motorola that I originally had, do you think I would be able to compete with the other people? My Motorola that I had in 1991, which is about almost 30 years ago, this Motorola only had one feature in it, and that was the feature of redial. If I dialed the number, I could redial it. That's all that had. It's nothing. It weighed so much more. So, as a result of innovation, people who were making these cellular phones, they kept coming up with models which were different. But it's not only that. It's not only that. It's a question of how every day new features come into your phones. Would you have thought 20 years ago of having a camera, having a phone that had a camera? No. You would have said no. Phone is a phone. Phone has no camera. But today, hardly any phone that you see is the one which does not have camera. So please try to understand that in management, innovation is going to be a continuous process. And what we're going to talk today, I'm also going to show you some of the slides, and you'd be able to see those slides and you'd be able to maybe understand better. But first of all, I want to emphasize on this that these principles, ये जो उसूल हैं, ये कोई आसमान से नहीं आए हैं. देखिए बेहिसाब चीजें हैं, चाहे कुरान हो, चाहे तौरात हो, चाहे बाइबल हो, या चाहे गीता हो, कोई भी मजहबी किताब हो, उसमें बताई गई है. समझ गए ना? लेकिन ये जो बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट है, इस उसके अंदर जो उसूल आते हैं वो आते हैं प्रैक्टिकल उससे. उस उसके अंदर उस उसके अंदर जो जो कारोबार होते हैं, उन्हें देखना होता है कि किस तरीके से वो अपने कस्टमर्स को बेहतर सर्व कर सकते हैं और ज्यादा से ज्यादा मुनाफा कमा सकते हैं. सो प्रिंसिपल्स बेसिकली are the ones which become the guiding principles for the managers in decision making and in taking various actions. These principles are obviously derived from managers' experiences, sometimes also practical experiments, a lot of time with the observation. We keep observing how we can do better. देखिए, आप इस कॉलेज में हैं जिसका नाम IOBM है. मुझे चूंकि इस कॉलेज के साथ 20 साल हो गए हैं, तो आई कैन टेल यू हाउ द मैनेजमेंट इज अ कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस has changed it to one of the first rate business colleges in this country. It's certainly come a long way. Certainly come a long way. But it's come a long way because they have followed the principles of management. And what you need to understand is that management is all about attainment or achievement of the organizational goals. Whether you are a profit making organization or you are a non-profit making organization like ED. देखिए ईडी जो है वो भी गोल्स के बगैर तो नहीं चलते ना. वहां पे भी गोल्स होते हैं. दे हैव गोल्स के जी हमने इतने लोगों को फीड करना है, इतने लोगों को हमने खाना खिलाना है, इतने लोगों का हमने इलाज करना है, इतने लोगों के लिए हमने कुछ रहने का इंतजाम करना है. जो भी चीजें हैं, सिर्फ ईडी नहीं, और भी जितने आपके हैं, चाहे सैलानी है, मुख्तलिफ है, ये नॉन प्रॉफिट है, बट दे ऑल्सो हैव गोल्स. एंड अनदर थिंग दैट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, government of Pakistan is not a profit making organization. The purpose of the government of Pakistan is not to make profit. The purpose of the government of Pakistan is to provide services to the people in this country in return of, obviously, the tax that they pay, the productivity that they do, and all that. So, management, as you need to understand, is all about attaining and achieving the organizational goals. Now, here I got to put in 2 words. I'll explain in little detail these 2 words later. One is effectively. So this management is a process of achieving and attaining the organizational goals effectively and efficiently. Efficiency is minimizing the wastage of resources. Effectivity is getting the desired results. Now, the management, let me share the slide with you in which we will be able to see what we do is that I have to go back. It'll take me some time before I learn these things properly or fully. Okay, I will do. We're going to be sharing this with you. Now, do you see this slide? Let me put it on full screen. Management is the process of attaining and achieving the organizational goals. इसको आप इस तरह भी कह सकते हैं, मैनेजमेंट इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ अटेनिंग एंड अचीविंग योर पर्सनल गोल्स ऑल्सो. देखिए, आपके भी गोल्स है ना, हम सबके गोल्स होते हैं. आपके भी गोल्स हैं, तो अब उनको गोल्स को अचीव करने के लिए ऐसा तो नहीं कि अल्लाह मियाँ आपके लिए कि मन्ना सलवा भेज रहे हैं. आपने मेहनत करनी होती है, लेकिन सिर्फ मेहनत करने से कुछ नहीं मिलता. अगर मेहनत गलत डायरेक्शन में आप कर रहे हैं तो क्या मिलेगा. मैं एक आपको मिसाल देना चाहता हूं. जब हम पुराने सीबीएम के कैंपस में थे तो बराबर में कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रही थी, तो हम क्लासरूम के बाहर जब देखते थे तो गधे जो होते थे वो एक तरफ से मिट्टी उठा के दूसरी तरफ लेके जा रहे होते थे. सुबह से शाम तक ये बेचारे गधे इधर से उधर मिट्टी लेके जाते थे. अब आप इससे तो इनकार नहीं कर सकते कि वो गधे बहुत मेहनत करते थे. वो गधे बहुत मेहनत कर रहे थे, लेकिन क्या आप मुझे बताएं, क्या इतनी मेहनत के बाद उनमें से कोई गधा भी ऐसा था जो किसी कंपनी का मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर बन जाता था? या कोई उसमें गधा ऐसा था जिसको आप कहते थे बेटा तू एमबीए की डिग्री लेके चला जा? नहीं है ना. तो इसका मतलब है कि जो आपने मेहनत करनी है, वो आपने जो मेहनत करनी है, यू विल बी वर्किंग इफेक्टिवली एंड एफिशिएंटली इन द राइट डायरेक्शन. एंड हाउ यू गोइंग टू गो अबाउट डूइंग इट? You need to be working on 4 functions of management. You need to plan. You need to plan what your goals are. You need to basically plan on what your goals are. You need to, and your goals have to be, as I said to you the other day, your goals have to be smart. Your goals have to be specific. आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि आप एमबीए करना चाहते हैं. ये तो नहीं है ना कि आपने कहा मैं कुछ भी कर लूंगा, तो उससे तो कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है, हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की भी गोल स्पेसिफिक होनी चाहिए. दूसरे ये कि हमें कोई तो तरीका होना चाहिए कि हम मेजर कर सकें कि हमें कामयाबी हो रही है नहीं. इसके लिए आप बेंचमार्क बनाते हैं, आप स्टैंडर्ड ले डाउन करते हैं. सो बाय एंड लार्ज योर गोल्स नॉट ओनली हैव टू बी स्पेसिफिक, दे आल्सो हैव टू बी मेजरेबल. बट एट द सेम टाइम योर गोल्स आल्सो हैव टू बी अटेनेबल एंड अचीवेबल. अगर आप लोगों को वो गोल्स दे रहे हैं व्हिच आर नॉट अटेनेबल एंड अचीवेबल, तो उन हालात के अंदर तो कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा. आप एक मछली से क्या है कहें कि भाई तू दरख्त, क्या कहते हैं, तू दरख्त पे चढ़ जा, या आप क्या कहते हैं हाथी को कहे तू जाके दरिया में तैरना शुरू कर दे. तो आपने जो गोल्स देने होते हैं ना, दे हैव टू बी अटेनेबल, दे हैव टू बी अचीव. एट द सेम टाइम, whatever goals that you are having, they must have some relevance. If it's your personal goal, they must have relevance to your life. And if it's the organizational goal, it must have relevance to the organization. And another thing is that all goals that you have must be time bound. क्योंकि जैसे मैंने कहा कि पुरानी मसल है कि ईरान से अगर दवा उसके बाद आई, जब मरीज मर गया तो कोई फायदा तो ना हुआ. सो बाय एंड लार्ज आवर गोल्स हैव टू बी टाइम बाउंड, कि हमने 6 महीने में, साल में, 2 साल, 3 साल, 5 साल जो हमने ये अचीव करना है. मुख्तलिफ ममालिक में प्लान बनते हैं कि 5 साल का ये प्लान है, 1 साल का ये प्लान है, 2 साल का प्लान है. आपके कॉलेज में हर सेमेस्टर के ऊपर प्लान बनाया जाता है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम द लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान दैट दे हैव, which are the strategic plans which are there for 5 years and 10 years. Even for every semester that comes in, they plan, what are we going to do this semester? What are going to be our goals this semester? देखिए, यही सीबीएम है जहां मैं पिछले 20 साल से पढ़ाने के लिए आ रहा हूं, और मैंने देखा है कितना ज्यादा यहां के ऊपर चेंज आया है. इनके ना सिर्फ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में बल्कि इनके सिस्टम ऑफ टीचिंग में एंड एट द लेवल ऑफ एजुकेशन दैट दे प्रोवाइडिंग. So basically, you always have to plan. But then a very important thing is organizing. In a college like this, you have to have teachers. You also have to have administrative staff. You have to have the cleaning staff. You have to have the security staff. अब जो सिक्योरिटी स्टाफ है वो फाइनेंस और अकाउंटिंग का काम तो नहीं करेगा ना. सो बाय एंड लार्ज यू नीड टू ऑर्गेनाइज कि भाई कौन आदमी क्या काम करेगा, कौन आदमी किससे बोलेगा. आई एम अ विजिटिंग फैकल्टी and I coordinate with various people in different departments. For instance, in the management department, I'm presently coordinating with Kamal Hussain and I'm coordinating with Sama Guldar. But at the same time, I'm also communicating, I'm taking direction from the head of the department, that's Dr. Shagufta Gauri. So Dr. Shagufta Gauri has organized that Sama Guldar and Kamal Hussain will be providing me assistance. At the same time, they've also provided me a teaching assistant, Madiya Usman, who's there with me, who's helping me in every way. So it's a part of, but at the same time, they also have to make sure that I stay motivated. I stay motivated and I get inspired to do better things. For that, they do various things. They provide me with various facilities. They provide me with a lot of help. But then they have laid down certain standards. They have laid down certain standards, which are all the benchmarks or whatever you want to call them. And then they're going to make sure that I am reaching those benchmarks. So they monitor on a regular basis. As I'm talking to you, this will be recorded on LMS. And any of the management team would be able to watch this recording to see if I was really trying to teach to you or I was just wasting your time. So, what we need to do if we want to attain and achieve our organizational goals in an effective and efficient manner, we need to plan, organize, lead, motivate, and control our human resources, physical resources, financial resources, and informational resources. Human resource is very important. Human resource is something in which continuous development can take place. Physical resource is the building, is the infrastructure, it's the air conditioner, it's the benches that you're sitting on. There also we can work on an improvement. Financial resources is what we have and what we could earn. So we need to make sure that we are properly planning, organizing, leading, motivating, and controlling all these resources. And in the end, comes in the last resource, which is a very important resource. It is the information resource. We live in this world of information technology. In the information technology, if we are not abreast is what is happening in the rest of the world, we're going to be left behind. When I started coming over to IOBM, which was then called CBM, the College of Business Management, at that particular time, there were three business colleges in Karachi. One was IBA, one was Greenwich, which was not quality education. It is one of those things where people would hang out and so on and all that. But for lots of people, it was fun. But the quality of education was nothing much to write back home about. At that particular time, CBM was established. So they virtually had only one IBA to compete with. But today, do we only have IBA to compete with? Today, I think there are more than 100 business colleges in Karachi. And if IOBM has not been able to properly plan, organize, lead, motivate, and control their human, physical, financial, and the informational resources, they're going to be left behind. There is a continuous research and development going on at IOBM, which is to find out how we can go on improving in education. Apart from the technology, apart from the new technology that the IOBM has continuously been adopting, whether it's the use of, we initially started with LMS last semester, but today we are using the Google Meet. Today some of the teachers are using Zoom. So we're using different kind of things. But what is the idea? The idea is that we provide the best possible education. So the goal of IOBM is to provide the best quality education. And that is done by effectively, efficiently planning, organizing, leading, motivating, and controlling IOBM's human resources, physical resources, financial resources, and information resources. Here, I want to share this with you before we close this thing, and we will start later with the second video after a while. IOBM has a very low turnover. IOBM has a very low turnover. People who were there at IOBM 20 years ago, I still see them when I come around. And it's not only amongst the senior staff or something. It's even basically the security people. It's basically the peons, the sweepers, or in many cases. I mean, one of the sweepers, I've been, and I always ask him, "Tum khush ho?" He says, "Ki ji, main bahut khush hu." So IOBM has continuously improved the levels of education to a level where it is working continuously in a way where the organizations are asking for IOBM graduates. IOBM graduates, together with the IBA graduates, are preferred graduates in the city. So I close this video over here, and once I close this video, we are going to come up with the next video on the next subject on the okay. I think I have stopped the recording. Okay, stop recording. Okay. Right.